Yeah, so we go in there with the mentality that whatever happens inside that party, it just stays at the party. Like,
yeah.
And so I saw her. I've seen her fuck other men.
ADHD is a lie. Depression is a lie. Anxiety is a lie. Bipolar is a lie. It's all fixable. It's not a chemical imbalance. Who do you think told you that? The pharmaceutical companies. To sell you more pills, dummy.
What is a man to you? I'm not. You're the one speaking in caps lock. Okay, I'm not triggered. Tell me, what is a man to you? What is a successful man? What is the ideal version of a man to you?
A man that could do whatever he wants to do and doesn't listen to anybody and creates his own world and is the master of his own universe.
Okay, a man that can do whatever he wants to do and doesn't listen to anybody, what you just described is a 17-year-old teenager.
Sweater, dude, you're ugly and you're fat and you have a fucking knit sweater on, bro. Make this shit fun again.
No other species does this falling in love shit. Chimpanzees aren't sitting in bed, wrapped in a blanket, wondering if it's too clingy to double text that orangutan with the bubble butt. Monkeys don't dress up and go to Olive Garden because they want to fuck. They just fuck. It's amazing. They could just be eating bananas, killing mosquitoes, and boom, just start fucking. We overcomplicated this, bro. How come I gotta put on cologne and she has to say, I don't usually do this? Falling in love doesn't make any sense biologically. It's a new human emotion based entirely on jealousy, egoism, and insecurity.
Shneako was born on September 8th, 1998. He started his channel with Call of Duty gameplay, much like 90% of other YouTubers. In the beginning, that's all it was, just Call of Duty commentary, fairly harmless. The problem I want to speak about today isn't about his gameplays, isn't about his commentary, it isn't even about a lot of the videos he's made about women in the past. Quite honestly, I feel like Shneako actually has some decent takes, but then again, they're all overshadowed by his overwhelming toxicity. Love.
80% of you over 19 years of age haven't accomplished the dreams you had as a kid.
Relationships are bliss. Spending time with your significant other is usually seen as something irreplaceable. Something you just can't recreate with other experiences. There really is no feeling like love. Shneako's problem is that he doesn't love anyone, at least in the traditional sense. I mean, clearly he doesn't care about love because he watched his girl get fucked by another dude. You know what? Actually, I'll get to that later. For whatever reason, Shneako seems to think that love is unnecessary. You don't need somebody. You can just fuck someone without any actual feelings. You know what that sounds like to me? Serious commitment issues. The thing is, sleeping around is never going to satisfy a person's need of love. That's how we're programmed as people. Most people want love, I guess, unless you're Shneako. Maybe someone hurt him in his past. That's the only thing I can come up with to justify some of the things that he says about this, specifically the clip that I put at the beginning of the video. You know what? If you don't want to be loved by anyone, and if you feel like love in and of itself isn't needed, then that's okay. It doesn't change any aspect of my life, but what does is the fact that you're putting the idea in people's heads that they don't need love, spreading around like a fucking disease, when love is very, very important and in fact essential to most people in the human race, Shneako. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to love someone and want to be with them. Spend your time with that person. That's the beauty of it all. Alpha male. To me, Shneako's main source of toxicity is from his quote-unquote alpha male attitude towards pretty much everything that a man should be. That entails being able to do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. If you think about a positive male role model that you have in your life, how many of them do exactly what they want to do whenever they want to do it? And how many of them have things that they don't want to do in their average day-to-day lives but do it anyway? Whether it be for themselves or for other people, whether it be for their family or their friends. The idea that a man is the quote-unquote master of his own universe and doesn't have to follow anything else in life is ludicrous. It's actually crazy. Imagine being a man with a family, and what if one day you just decide, you know what, I don't want to be a part of this family anymore. Considering I'm a man and I can do whatever it is that I want, I'm able to walk away from this family and not look back because I can do whatever I want to do. Does that sound like a man to you? I know it doesn't sound like a man to me. It's a very childish way of thinking, which honestly is a bit surprising because Shneako has said some pretty intelligent things in the past, but recently, he's dumbed himself down. Shneako's the kind of guy that always wants to be the most intelligent in the room and will do anything and everything that he can to try to put that impression onto other people. Cuck. Now, oh boy, wasn't this the topic that I was waiting to talk about this entire time? I teased you guys a little bit in the beginning, but Shneako is a cuck. And I don't say that as a joke. I know people say that sometimes, you know, just to mess around, but Sneako is genuinely like the textbook definition of a cuck. As shown in the beginning of the video, Sneako literally watched his girlfriend get pounded by another dude and just did nothing but sat there and watched. And not only was it another dude, it was his friend. He watched his friend smash his girl on the same bed. I mean, you can't get more cucked than that. And to be fair, he said other men. He didn't say with one man. So it happened more than once, and he allowed it to happen. And then he wants to talk about how love shouldn't be a thing and how we've overcomplicated things when the last person you loved, you let get fucked by another dude. I don't know, I just find it very interesting how even though all that has happened to him, he's let it happen, he's watched it happen with his own two eyes directly in front of him, he feels the need to talk about other people and their need for relationships and how they feel about significant others and loving one person. And he talks about he doesn't want to be tied down and this and that and this and that, but he shows like a clear issue with what happened between his girlfriend and those other men, because he literally in that clip, it was cut off, he talked about how, like, imagine how it feels to watch a girl that you love, like, you know, get railed in front of you. Obviously, he wasn't a fan of the idea. So the fact that he feels the need to say these things about other people and how they feel about dating someone and wanting to be with one person is absurd. Even just this topic alone is extremely toxic in and of itself. When you go around telling people that relationships shouldn't really be a thing, they're overcomplicated, that they're not worth it, you're spreading the word. Other people are probably going to think the same thing, and nothing good comes from it. You're pretty much convincing people that love doesn't really need to exist and that it has no place among us because monkeys can fuck without feelings. What the hell are you? What are you on? Danger. Now, this part right here, the end of the video, the end all be all, is actually, in my opinion, the most important out of everything. I say this because it focuses more on the people around him and the people that watch him rather than himself in general. He says the things that he says and he spreads this shit like wildfire, similar to the Tate brothers, especially Andrew Tate. It's the same exact scenario with them. I feel like the things that he says and the things that Sneako says, they're both problematic. A lot of them, to an extent, are pretty fucked up. Some of them are understandable, but most of them, especially about women, are a little ridiculous. So when this is being spread around and it's on people's For You pages, it's all over Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, whatever, people are going to start to think like this, and it's just going to ruin a bunch of people's minds. So in turn, it's very dangerous to be spreading these ridiculous-ass beliefs. If you're skeptical of this, or don't believe me in general, all you have to do is go on TikTok, look up a Sneako video, or even an Andrew Tate video, and then read the comments. See what people are saying. You're going to find the odd comment that disagrees or saying, rare Sneako L, whatever, but a lot of people agree with the things that they say, and I think that kind of proves my point. Obviously, I don't like Sneako. You can call me biased all you want, but in the beginning, I actually kind of did like Sneako. I think a lot of the clips that I've seen of him in the beginning were actually understandable and had decent points. Like when girls were talking about how, you know, it's okay for them to cheat and they're the prize, whatever. I think that's an understandable thing to actually stand by Sneako on because it makes sense. When you start talking about bipolar and depression isn't real and start harking on people because of the way that they look when you're losing an argument and say that men can do whatever they want because they're men, which is ridiculous. I don't even have to explain again why that's such a dog shit statement. It's fucking insanity. And the fact that there are actually people out there who are Sneako fans who agree with pretty much everything that he says. And again, that's a part of the danger. You're getting into people's heads and filling it with nonsense and bullshit. And honestly, that's all there really is to it. I don't really want to add too much more into here. I got all the thoughts out of my head that I wanted to get out. If any of you want me to talk about the KSI incident, I can always do that in another video. Just let me know how you like this one, and I can make that happen. But I feel like that's a decent enough topic to where I can make an entire video for that, and I don't want to cram it into this one. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you understood some of my points. If you didn't, well, you didn't, and that's fine. Just let me know in the comments how you feel. So, yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.